COD is kind of in the shitter right now. Yeah, I know. Real brave of me to say. Activision's live service model they've been using for the last 4 years has gotten really stale, and in between Infinity Ward's highly controversial game design philosophy and the lack of content in this new age of Call of Duty, it makes it a pretty depressing time to be a COD fan. Even more so if you're a fan of the older games, because Activision's shenanigans aren't just limited to their recent titles. As of me writing the script, 3 Call of Duty modding projects, SM Squared, IW4X, and the Boy client have been taken down via cease and desist letters from Activision Legal. These were modded clients with a plethora of quality of life features, and if I had to make an educated guess, the Plutonium client, used to play Black Ops and Black Ops 2, is next on the hit list. Playing classic COD games, hell, any Call of Duty game older than 5 years, vanilla on either console or PC is a nightmare. Unoptimized, dead, or riddled with cheaters, and nothing in between. So, as I was saying, COD fans could really benefit from a bone being tossed to them, and what better way to do so than to go back to what worked in the past, literally. I present to you Call of Duty, the Cold Classics Collection. Okay, so if you couldn't tell, that title was a joke. It was referencing Halo, the Master Chief Collection, a compilation of OG Xbox and Xbox 360 Halo games packaged together to run the new generation of Xbox consoles and PC. All of these new games use the same menu UI, progression system, and matchmaking services, being one unified platform. You can go from raiding a beach in an epic sci-fi battle, a modded epic sci-fi battle in Combat Evolved, to precipitating in a massive 8v8 vehicular battle on a custom forge map in Halo 3, all within the time span of 5 minutes. The MCC and its systems are a perfect way to showcase the diversity of experiences you can have in Halo games, and clearly it has more of the player's interest than other live service titles that lack content. You might not be entirely convinced that this should happen. Activision is probably not. Perhaps it's not worth them pouring their resources into it. Personally, I beg to differ. Activision clearly has interest in their older titles. One piece of evidence that confirms this suspicion is the price they sell the old games on Steam. Over 10 years later, Black Ops 2 is still being sold at full price. Yes, $60 in the year 2023. Another example of Activision quote-unquote caring are the takedowns I mentioned earlier. I can understand why Activision acted on SM Squared, because they were letting players use their client without paying for Modern Warfare Remastered, which is the engine the project was planning on switching to. But the IW4X, and especially the Boy takedowns, were highly absurd. Boy required you to own the game on Steam to use, and was literally the only form of protection players had against the hackers that run rampant. In general, older CODs have a hacker problem on all platforms. It's even worse on PCs, as these hackers are capable of doxing you, booting you offline, and even running rats on your computer. Yep, it even happened to Aiden Ross.
One by Tank. Tank. What the fuck?
Wait, where'd you go?
What the fuck? What the fuck? Somebody just had. Bro, what the fuck?
My Call of Duty.
Yo, somebody just hacked. What the fuck?
What actually happened though? How'd that happen?
Nigga, somebody just made us join. Bro, a random person just made us join they lobby, bro.
Bro,
I had him dead, Aiden.
bro, one round. That's it.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what the fuck that was, but I'm scared, bro. I think that nigga just snatched our shit, bro.
Think he pulled RP?
Bro, how the fuck did he just drag us out that lobby, Aiden,
I've never seen
into
before
his
either.
lobby? Wait, ask the chat what that is.
What is that, chat? Honestly, what is that?
We in a whole private game?
Did you not hear your PC when it happened?
Bro, what was that?
Bro, yo, my game just opened up Pornhub. I swear to God, bro.
What the fuck? Oh God, it did!
Yo, my game's opening up Pornhub. Guys, what do I do? My whole.
Bro!
Cuff him.
Bro, he's in our PC. He's in our PC, bro. He's in our PC. He's in our PC.
Playing these classics on Steam without a custom client is a gamble that quite frankly isn't worth it at all. There are only pros for using modded clients, and only cons for playing vanilla. I can honestly understand Activision wanting to have more control over their intellectual property, but why would they let it go into complete ruin? If a company wants to move on from an IP, they'll often just release the source code for its games and let the community have at it. Activision clearly doesn't want to move on, but they can't manage a dozen or so games. They can't even make sure they're playable. So why doesn't Activision just let go of these games then, and instead create one new platform they can share? 343 did something similar not so long ago where they turned off the Xbox 360 Halo service for good. Plus, this is Activision. The only thing they need to manage is their greed. So, how would we go about creating this MCC style Call of Duty? First things first, what games will be in it? Well, the golden age of COD is usually considered to be a 6-year period, encompassing 3 Treyarch games, 2 Infinity Ward games, and 1 Sledgehammer entry. Hey, 6 titles, just like MCC currently has. COD 4 was the game that put Call of Duty on the map, and Black Ops 2 was the last that was unanimously well received. Another very important thing to consider, especially in an application responsible for hosting half a dozen games, is the user interface. It is safe to say that whatever went down in this year's COD was an absolute disaster, and the devs should really learn a lesson from this. The UI ought to be minimal, clean, and use vertical scrolling lists rather than horizontal boxes. Also, any UI that is in part of gameplay, basically anything that is in a scoreboard or the choose class menu in-game, must be the same across the board. Examples are the settings menu, create a class, customization, leaderboards, campaign menus, and multiplayer playlists. Wherever we can, we'll use the same systems. Now, let's delve into the single player side of things. All the campaigns deserve love. Add new achievements and global leaderboards to give them more replayability, and maybe toss in cross-game playlists such as stealth missions or ones that feature vehicular combat to suit that craving for a particular style of gameplay. Each campaign should have their own menus, with mission select, leaderboards, and progression stats. For games that have a remastered campaign, such as COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2, use that version instead. If MW3 gets a remaster, that would nicely wrap up the Modern Warfare trilogy. However, I doubt that Treyarch's titles will ever receive similar treatment, at least not anytime soon. Co-op modes, being zombies, spec ops, and survival, need dedicated servers. Simple as, if you've played any of the co-op modes in recent CODs, you'll understand why. A myriad of connection-related issues awaits you. I've tried playing co-op with my IRL friends who live in the same city as me, and yet these private co-op sessions were very unstable. If you try to play match-made games, you'll be lucky if you don't get back-to-back crashes. I don't think I've ever ended a Cold War zombie game without a crash, to be completely honest with you. It is completely unacceptable when 1/3 of the game you paid $60 or more for just doesn't work as intended. Also, just like with the campaigns, new achievements and global leaderboards would be great. Some example categories would be time for spec ops, most rounds on zombies, score per match, lifelong score earned, and total rounds survived in zombies. Maybe even cross-game leaderboards, such as number of zombies killed across all games. Rewards such as calling cards and emblems for getting achievements or being on a leaderboard will only further incentivize players to replay these PvE modes.
Now, let's really get into the meat and potatoes of all of this. Multiplayer. There are many features from the MCC I would love to see be implemented for this collection of classic CODs. The first, of course, are dedicated servers with multiple matchmaking regions, just like any other new age Call of Duty. I would also like to quickly say, please don't do skill-based matchmaking the way it's been done for the past 4 years. The purpose of creating this is to preserve the classic games. And back-to-back Sweatfest public matches was never part of the golden era. Just use BO2's SBMM systems as a guide. Another feature from the MCC I would love to see is a unified progression system across all 6 titles. The levels will go 1 through 70, therefore being able to fit all the game's ranks in there. When you rank up, you will earn all the rewards from each game. For example, let's say level 30 unlocks you the MP5 in COD 4, the MP7 in Modern Warfare 3, and the C4 in Black Ops 2. When you level up to 30, you will unlock all of these rewards. Since most games stop at level 55, after that they can add items such as emblems, calling cards, double XP tokens, unlock tokens, and whatnot to fill in the unlock for the other games. For example, no game other than MW3 has a rank 68, so when you reach rank 68, you will earn whatever the unlock is for Modern Warfare 2 and some complimentary awards to compensate for the other games not having a rank 68. Additionally, we'll be using Modern Warfare 2 names for the rank, because it is using the same 1 through 70 system. And of course, who could forget prestiging? Prestiging was such a good feature to have, as it gave multiplayer additional replay value, and it keeps the experience fresh by stripping all your items away. The third thing I want to see from a COD compilation game's multiplayer is a server browser. Server browsers let people join unique game types, maps, and game type map combinations that are rarely found in matchmaking, if at all. I would love to see one implemented, just like how it's done in Battlefield. The final feature from MCC I would love to see is the match composer. Being able to queue up for matches and multiple titles at once keeps things fresh during your play session. A few more things I would like to say before I wrap this video up. I hope a quality PC port happens with these games, being properly optimized for a variety of builds, and having a plethora of video and control options. Earlier I had mentioned Activision hates modders, but I wish that Activision would at least allow mod support on PC for this hypothetical game, because they cannot stop modders and they cannot stop modding, so at least set the rules and boundaries. Let PC players have a menu for custom maps, perhaps add Steam Workshop support. The community already seems to have good tools in their hands, but Activision should try and find a way to not have updates break mods, because the same thing happened to MCC on PC. Also, please give away DLC for free. Like, not many people feel compelled to buy map packs that are more than 10 years old, believe it or not. In conclusion, the best move Activision can make right now of Call of Duty is to show their community that they quote-unquote care, and a great way to do so is with a compilation game. As the years pass, the classics will only be more and more difficult to play. Like I said earlier, these games still sell for full price, so clearly there is some level of interest in them. Why not pay back your community for once, and help preserve your own intellectual property that is being desecrated by malicious actors? The Master Chief Collection might have had a very rocky start. Hell, it's often referred to as the worst launch in gaming history, period. But over the years, it has been greatly improved, and is easily the best thing to come out of the last 10 years of Halo. Call of Duty does not deserve the business model being forced upon it. I thought with the supposed 2-year plan for this year's game, we would be getting away from that, but I was wrong. Half-assed games with no content until 6 months after launch isn't a winning strategy. So why doesn't Activision try something else? We can only hope. Thank you for listening to my incoherent rant, and until next time, see ya.
We're winning this fight. UAV on standby.
Concussion out! That's confirmed. Down.
Lightning strike on standby.